we're going to demonstrate how to and what not to do with your brand new Burgess Thermo Fogger, and how to avoid some commonly caused problems from commonly performed mistakes. First of all, when you're using your brand new Thermo Fogger, you may think, well, I'm just doing this 1 or 2 rooms, I just put a little bit of fluid in there so that I don't have a lot to waste or pour back in the bottle. Well, the problem with that is take-up screen has to be covered immersed in the solvent, which is a full 1.5 inches from the bottom. So you need a minimum of 1.5 inches just to get started. The problem with running it with less than that is as soon as you plug it in, this heating element starts heating up. Everything starts getting hot in here, very hot. The problem is that if no fluid's coming out, this jet, which has a plastic element behind it, can actually overheat and get clogged with melted plastic before you've ever used it. Then when you do finally say, oh, well, maybe I need more fluid, and you put more fluid in there, by then this end of this little plastic element has melted and plugged up this little hole. And the way you can verify that is just to pick it up and look at it through the light and say, oh, it's clogged. You can take a compressor with a rubber tipped gun on it, blow air backwards through there, and blow that little plastic plug out. Verify that it's pulling fluid. Now, go ahead and use a thread sealer, because it originally came with thread sealer compound on there. And I'm assuming that they're not using Teflon for a reason. So go ahead and use a thread sealer. Once you've opened up the little hole, you can even use a tiny little pin. I've verified that with tech support at Burgess. Get that opened up and then put this back on there. You can use a socket to fit it, or you can use it just like that. Just snug it up. And you can test it before you put this back on. Pull in the trigger and verify that it's spraying out some solvent. Once you've verified that, you're ready to plug it in and get right back to use. So remember, at least 1.5 inches. Probably better to go ahead and start with 2 inches. You can always leave it there for later or pour it back in the bottle, the part you don't use. And as soon as it starts warming up, pull the trigger a little bit, get some fluid flowing through there. If you don't have any flow, go ahead and stop, take this off, and clean that jet. Okay. There's one other thing that you need to know how to check on these jewels. That is, the uptake tube could be clogged. You take this little acorn strainer, slip it off of there, you take a quarter, I think it will also work with a nickel, and you unscrew this little plastic valve. This is a one-way valve. Liquid passes through it this direction. So you can take, if it's clean, you can blow on it or suck on it in this direction. If it's not clean, if it has solvent on it, of course, don't do that. Take a compressor and just blow air through it this way and verify visually that you don't see anything stuck in there and that it is valving. It's a little check valve. Put it back together. Nothing else in there is user serviceable. There's a little spring in there, don't lose the spring. Slide that back in, tighten it gently. It is plastic threads, don't over tighten it. You just pop that back on there and you're ready to go.